For Women's History Month, I will spotlight women in history that aren't usually spotlighted, that are usually overlooked. The Faywhat show acknowledges the contribution made by these women in empowering our society. This week, we're going to talk about Storme DeLarverie.
My name is Storme DeLarverie. I was with the Jewel Box 14 years. I joined them in 1955 in January, and I left in September the 7th, 1969. I handled all the music. After the show was put together, I ran the show. I'd been in the business for such a long time. I'd been in it since 1939. I'd always been a singer, a big band singer. And the rest of it I knew. I grew up hard in New Orleans with my mixed blood. So I was my own responsibility. And I kept the touch of class. And it was very easy. All I had to do was just be me and let people use their imaginations. It never changed me. I was still a woman. For the Jewel Box, let's see. That was in the winter of 1946. The club was on the Venetian Causeway, and I used to go in to visit. And then one day they needed some help, and I said, well, I'll come over. And it was kind of a gag. Everybody said, no, you can't do it, you won't do it. And I said, okay, I'll come over for 6 months. While I stayed 14 years. Only because everybody said it couldn't be done. See, what the boys are adding, you have to take away. They're adding the hips and the busts, and you're taking away. You're doing just the opposite. You're taking away from it. You're trying to compensate. In other words, your face doesn't match your body, but when you're on stage, it looks that way. Men's jackets were loose, but the pants were skin tight. And if I ever took my jacket off on stage, the dirt was out. But you know, the strange thing is, I never moved any different than I had when I was wearing women's clothes. The only thing changed, they only saw what they wanted to see. And they believed what they wanted to believe. You couldn't fool children, though. The little ones, never. You tell them, oh, that's a guy, and they say, oh, no, that's a lady. Some say sir, and some say ma'am, and that's the way it is. I never change expression. It makes no difference to me.
Will be many other nights like this.
The day I slow down, they'll be sprinkling my ashes to the four winds.
Storme DeLarverie. I know I said it wrong 3 different times, so I'm so trying to say it right because she was an incredible, incredible woman. So nobody knows for sure who threw the first punch at the Stonewall Uprising in New York City in 1969, but it's widely believed that it could have been Storme, a lifelong gay rights activist and drag performer who died in 2014. Prior to her participation in Stonewall, DeLarverie was a groundbreaking drag performer whose publicity photographs show a dandyish approach to zoot suits and black ties. The gender-fluid dressing has become a major force in fashion over the past few seasons, but DeLarverie's approach to style is an early striking instance of that. What are we all talking about? Hi, honey.
Oh, hello.
I like how you just end up in bed like that.
Hello.
It's like Bewitched. I go like this. And the beautiful gay boy just, aparece right there. Blue, 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 blue.
Yeah.
So, Women's Spotlight, welcome to Women's History Month, and here we are.
Very much.
And what a wonderful way to start. I had to spotlight Storme just because of the rumors that, she was actually the first one that started all the crap at Stonewall.
Yeah.
And the fact that, she always dressed in men's clothing, but she was a woman trailblazing, breaking ceilings everywhere she went.
We stand on their shoulders. If it wasn't, so, obviously what happened was, I believe Judy Garland just died and everybody was like pissed off anyway. So, but the police just came one too many times. They had enough. And Storm apparently was the first one to tell them to go F themselves, and she threw the brick. And if she didn't throw the brick, then it wouldn't have evolved into, do not, like, I think there's a movie out, it's sort of like sugar-coated, you know, and to just sort of like make it more commercial. No, it's I don't want to say freaks in a bad way, but it's these people that were out of the circle, left of center, that just said F it and just, created what is history and where we are today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
and
amazing.
You know how we were talking before the show about like why we have so many prides, right? Like, because there's heteros and there's those right wingers that are like, why do you need so many prides? Why do you need to celebrate again this year?
We should have a straight pride.
We should have a straight
freaking
pride.
day is straight pride.
Our whole lives are straight pride. And Stonewall, that was a protest.
Yeah.
Prides began as a protest to show our numbers, to show how much we shine no matter what.
And to shine and to say that we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere. Sorry.
Yeah,
we're
that's
here.
it. And like once, and that surprises me today, Alex. Oh, sorry, Alex Tigas. Yay!
Hello.
You know him. He's my gay boy in bed. He's an adult entertainer, and he does it all. Follow him on social media. My favorite times in bed lately are with him. I've told my wife that too.
Actually, mine too. Now, now that you put it that way.
So they would go into bars like Stonewall back in the late 60s, and basically they would arrest you and then publicize your name.
Yeah.
And the paper.
There were no rights. You could lose your job. Everything is gone just because you were
in there
a deviant.
Ooh, that's what it was called.
That's
a deviant.
You were a deviant. So you have this job, and then they put your full name on there with your picture
in the newspaper.
And you're out.
And that was back when people read the newspaper.
Yeah.
So imagine you've got a job, or you're in the closet, or your family doesn't know, or all kinds of different things.
A government job. Maybe you're a psychiatrist, or
maybe you're a freaking doctor.
Or maybe you're a doctor. Yeah. Can you imagine? I don't know.
And, someone like Storm was like, that's it. We've had enough,
Yeah.
And I sometimes wonder, Alex, like, when will we have enough? You know what I mean? Like every day I'm hearing these horrible stories, these anti-trans bills, all the crazy stuff that DeSantis is trying to pull now. Like, we can't even say that somebody has homophobia because, we could end up in jail. Like it's...
Yeah, well, I mean, you have enough when you have, like, you have enough when you have enough, it depends on when they get you. It's just the right place at the right time. And then they just go for it, because it just reaches a certain level where you're like, I pay my fucking taxes.
Yeah.
I pay my taxes. Yeah. You pay your taxes. Why am I getting...
Why who I sleep with is so important to you.
Why?
I'm not paying your bills and you're not paying mine, you know?
What I mean? So it's just... I pay my taxes, I vote, and that's what we have to do. And that's when you say enough is enough.
Yeah,
you vote.
So all you people out there, you heard Alex, okay? It's the truth.
Well,
and I know it sounds kind of like stupid, like it sounds silly, you know, it's something so silly, a 4-letter word, but it's so damn important.
Right.
And I think that many people in our community are like, those people aren't working for us.
Right.
Why do I bother voting?
All of a sudden, abortion rights are out the window. And
everybody's like, how'd that happen? Because you didn't vote, bitch. Because you didn't vote.
Are you not watching Handmaid's Tale? That's how it happened.
Oh, God. Wow. Yeah. Well, Storme DeLarverie, we are thinking about you. Rest in peace. We are on your shoulders, definitely.
On your shoulders. Absolutely.
I mean, maybe if she was alive today, she'd be non-binary, or maybe she would be, trans, and she would have that freedom to be her true, authentic self. But during that time when you weren't allowed to even breathe the word gay, God, she encompasses what so many of us don't have the cojones to do.
Right. I couldn't imagine.
I don't know. I might have been in the closet back then. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Ugh.
I don't know.
I can't imagine myself in the closet, but it is what it is. Anyway, so Alex, gorgeous Alex, that he's on that show. What is the DILFs? For the Love of DILFs.
No, actually, this was so in the 3rd episode, I decided to leave. I left. Because my mental health was like, I was freaking out. Like I needed to get back into recovery, and I needed to get back into my program and sobriety. And I told them, I said, like, I had just ended an engagement like 8 months ago. So I'm like, my heart is just like all over the place. So like, how am I going to be the best? Well, how am I going to be the best person for you if I don't have the tools to be the best person for me. So that means that I need to work on myself. And it wasn't fair to him. He needed to sort of like, you know, see who else was there because.
So let's set the stage real quick. Okay. So it was the show is called For the Love of Dilfs.
Yes.
All right.
For the Love of Dilfs.
And it's on Out TV.
Yes.
And it's a reality show.
Yes.
And when was this filmed? Can you say that?
Yeah, we filmed it in August.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you filmed it last year.
We filmed it last year, and
that was only a few months after you had broken up with your ex-fiance.
in December, I had the relationship was the December before. So I was just like trying to get my shit together, and they called me for this opportunity, and I was like, you know what? Why not? You know, I've never done it before. I think that I'm ready, you know, for the opportunity. And then I get there and there's a lot of tension in the house. You know, it's a reality show, so there are a lot of personalities.
Lots of strong personalities.
There are six grown men in their 30s and 40s, and I think Tony was 50 in his 50s. And then there are these little kids, these little WeHo, West Hollywood, 20-somethings, TikTok and Instagram, like just sort of like, and I mean, it's wonderful to watch, like, because they're so free, and there's, like, they just do their thing. So there's a lot of personality clashing, and in the middle of it, I'm just sort of like, my head's gonna explode. I can't do this.
Was it long days?
It was long days. There were a lot of competitions. We were trying to get to sort of, you know, get to know our guy that we were interested in. There was like risk of elimination. We might get eliminated today. There's a new daddy coming in. There's a new himbo leaving. There's like this and that. Who's getting eliminated? And in the last elimination, I just raised my hand and I said, I got to get out of here.
No need to eliminate anybody. I'm eliminating myself.
I'm eliminating myself. Yeah, and it was for the best because still not ready. I tried again. She needs a little more work.
What do you mean you tried again?
Oh, I had in October. I had tried to go and I started dating.
Okay.
No.
And you're still not ready.
No,
but
no.
Understand that. Okay. They say that it takes like double the time you were with somebody to get over it when it's real.
Yeah.
I mean, you understand? Like when it's when at least one of you thinks it's real. And it takes time and. At least for me, like if I would go after a breakup, I would F everything that moved.
Oh my God.
Everything. I'm sorry. 7-Eleven guy, you're getting it.
They're hot. Some of them are hot.
Oh my God, some are super hot. The little dreads. Oh, I'm all about it. Anyway, so I F'd everything that moved for a couple of months. And I was not thinking about me or my sobriety or anything. And then, you hit a place where you're like, oh my God, my sobriety's effed, my life is effed, all because my heart is broken. I got to start doing some work to fix this.
You got to do the work. You have to do the work.
There's no way around it.
You got to be able to you got to be able to treat that person the way you want to be treated.
You're a new person, the next person.
You have to make sure you learned from what you did, and apply it to the new relationship. Communication, talking is like such a.
Well, and that's the big problem right there. A lot of gay boys will go from one relationship to another, and whatever the old guy did, you think that the new guy is going to do that, and that's not fair to your new relationship. He hasn't done shit to you, and you're already going, no, you're going to cheat on me because of blah, blah, blah.
No, it's so funny you're saying this because I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to fuck it up because I know you're going to fuck it up anyway. And that's not what I want to do anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. So when I'm sort of in that place where I'm not playing, and I'm going to be 50 in August, so good luck figuring it out. I've got 20 years left. But I don't want to do that to a person. Yeah. I want to be able to come in there and go, you know what? I like you and I want to see what you're all about, and I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry. I'm going to let you do you and be you. And trust you.
Yes, and trust the process and see how it goes.
Yeah.
But you're aware of it, Alex. That right there is that's breaking the barrier right there. You're aware that you're doing this because self-sabotage is a thing. Like I would do it like, oh, this is working out. Let me fuck it up. Right?
This is great.
She's amazing. How can I? Oh, let me sleep with her sister. That'll be a good thing to do. It's facts. Really? It really is. I'm not even lying. Like that's the sad thing about it. And it would be to a person that didn't deserve it. A wonderful, well-rounded, beautiful girl. And I would do that just because I didn't think I deserved the person.
Like I have never been high or like fucked up enough to do that. Like even if somebody's friends with somebody, like and they liked them and I was friends with that person, I would not encroach. Like I still would be like, oh, let me.
I know that, honey, but you're a nicer girl than I am.
she's gonna cut you.
Yeah.
She's gonna cut
Wow,
you.
I'm gonna have to call my sponsor after the show. All right. You know, you never know what me and Alex are gonna get into. My God.
You just gotta go off on these derailing
Huge.
tangents.
Huge. So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the Faywhat show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ+ media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the Faywhat show. Get the week started with me.